I'm Lauren Whiteurst. I'm a certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach.
Hi, I'm Sunni Lippincott. I'm a certified professional life coach and a certified brain health professional. And together we make Whole Life Vitality.
We teach whole life vitality of the mind, body, and soul, bringing the physical, emotional, and spiritual together for whole life wellness. Welcome back, friends.
Welcome.
We are here on a gloomy day, but you know what? I had a friend the other day refer to it as fake fall.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
real.
it's in the 70s for like 2 days. Mm-hmm. And here we are in the South, like, it's fall. Like I have my plaid on today and I'm wearing jeans and tennis shoes.
The humidity has gone down.
It has.
Like we're getting, it is the 10th. Uh-huh. Like we're getting there.
And that's how you know in the South when fall is actually hitting, because the humidity goes down. Right. Instead of 120% humidity, then it's like, 80% humidity.
Yeah. Your hair says, hello.
There's a reason mine is braided. Well, my mine is braided today. Oh, Sunny, how have you been?
Well, school is in full swing. It's September, which means sports are in full swing.
Yeah.
Everybody's scheduled. I've got 3 kids, all in different stages, high school, middle school, elementary. They're all in sports.
Yep. Yep. Never a dull moment.
Those of you who can't see, I'm a little tired. I'm just a little tired.
Okay, so there's this song actually that my teenage daughter introduced me to, and I wanted to print out the lyrics because I listened to it and I was like, we have to talk about that, which will be a topic for another podcast. But it's called Fine or I'm Fine or something like that. And he said, I'm fine if, and then has an acronym for each letter in the word fine. And it's all about how he's not fine.
Yeah.
He's like, so yes, I'm fine if fine means this. And I was like, we're going to have to talk about that.
There you go.
Because I feel like that is so accurate, and good job, Gen Zer, coming up with a killer acronym for that song. I'm like, the next generation is making some good stuff.
Yes. For us, just automatically when someone asks how you're doing, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Am I smiling?
Was that a millennial thing? Did we do that? Did our parents do that? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, as long as I can remember, it's been, how are you doing?
Fine.
We're good.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Yeah.
Do you think that's like Christian upbringing conditioning? Do you think that's Southern hospitality? Like, I feel like not everywhere in the world people would respond that way.
Answer us.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
I would love to know, because we are in the South. We're from the South, and we were raised in the Bible Belt, and we were raised in religious homes.
Yep.
So,
and we were
is
taught
this everyone?
to,
Is this just like, is this an us thing, or is this a national, like, were you raised to just answer that question of how you're doing? Fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
We're good. How are you? Oh, good. How are you? Like, it's that just rolls right off the tongue.
Let us know.
Right?
Let us know.
My son loves to listen to Pure Comedy. It's this serious radio station in the car. And one of the comedians came on and he goes, people in the South are just different. Yeah. He's like, they're just built different. He said, I was sitting there on the airplane one day, and across the aisle from me, there was this big boy, like real big boy. And he's sitting in the middle seat, and, he's taking up more than just the middle seat. And really tall man gets on the plane and walks all the way up to this guy, larger man who's sitting in the middle seat. And he goes, all right, big boy, looks like I'm sitting next to you.
It's the South.
He said, only someone really Southern could get away with that.
I didn't even have to ask you which one was which. I knew immediately which one's the Southern one.
He goes, there's no way that I could walk up to someone and say, big boy, I'm sitting next to you, because he's from up north. He's like, it would come out sounding so awful, and we would come down to blows or something. Then I'd have to sit next to this guy for the next 3 hours.
It's just because our accents make it more palatable to the ears.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, we're making light today because we have a heavier topic to cover. Have you heard of cortisol addiction?
Ooh.
Cortisol addiction. You know what cortisol is?
Yeah, I do.
Cortisol is stress hormone that your body releases when you're under stress.
So hold on. Let me just get basic here.
Yeah.
This means that there are people that are like addicted to being stressed out. Is that what that's saying?
That is what they're saying.
Okay.
That you've had so much cortisol flowing through your veins for so long that you don't know how to exist without it.
So it makes you uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Well, yes, because your level of comfort now exists in a place that you would have once considered uncomfortable.
So when things are not crazy, you try to anticipate, or you're like waiting for the ball to drop, so you're stressed out?
Yes. Okay. So, Sunny, you have overcome anxiety disorder.
Yes, I have.
So this will be really familiar to you. When you were in the thick of anxiety disorder and you knew logically that there was nothing wrong,
Yeah.
what did your brain do?
Panicked. Oh, well, what it would do is throw me into a future event based on a past experience.
Yes.
So basically, I was in a perpetual state of fear.
You just summed up cortisol addiction.
Okay.
Because the people who deal with cortisol addiction have been in that state for an extended period of time, whether self-inflicted because you have just led a really crazy busy lifestyle. You know, you're busting your butt in the gym every morning and running yourself ragged every day, and you hit the pillow at the end of the day, and the only way that you are able to go to sleep is to be completely exhausted. If you are not completely exhausted, you hit the pillow and you don't know how to go to sleep.
Your mind races.
Your mind races. You're thinking of all the to-dos that you need to do. Your legs are bouncing.
Did I forget something?
Exactly. Something is wrong. You are not okay. And then you start spiraling all the bad things that could possibly happen. This is where the term intrusive thoughts might come in. You're sitting there trying to relax in quotations, but your mind spirals out because it's like, wait a second, we weren't done with our cortisol. We would like some more cortisol, please and thank you. So it gives you a reason to create more cortisol.
Wow. Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked the other day about finding time for self-care and relaxation and how 40% of your time, your daily time, should include that relaxation, downtime, self-care, self-improvement, like just some way to fill your cup, right?
Yeah.
In thinking about that, this is where I came up with this, because we talked about that and I thought, I don't know how to do that. Personally, that is something that I really struggle with because it feels so good to get stuff done. And I have ADD, and it is something that I've, born with, had my whole life, right? It's just the way my brain works, and it feels good to complete things. I get dopamine, I am feeding that need. It feels good.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, then there's nothing wrong with it, right? And over the course of the last week or so, and isn't it so funny the way God just like drops little nuggets for us? The other day I'm like, my stomach isn't okay. And when somebody asked me if I could do something, which normally I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do that, I wanted to cry. And I'm an Enneagram 7. I'm like, if there's something that could potentially give me FOMO, count me in. Let's party, right? Like, I want to have a good time. So if you invite me to something and my knee-jerk reaction is, I want to cry.
Your body's screaming.
My body's screaming. Something's got to give, right? So I was like, okay, I wonder if maybe the ADD that has asked me to continually move forward so that I can get that steady stream of dopamine has actually turned into a cortisol addiction.
Wow.
I'm curious to know if this resonates with any of you. If it does, drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you. But some of the key aspects of cortisol addiction, some just telltale signs that maybe you might also be dealing with this would be like we said, dependence on stress to feel alert. Okay, I just have to take a step back because again, it's a little dreary outside.
Right.
We came in here, we sat down to record, and the minute we sat down, we were both like,
yeah,
just like ready to take a nap, you know? And so you're a dependence on stress to feel alert.
So would this be the people that when they were in an environment like maybe church or a movie or, you know, whatever, it could be a play or something. If they're forced to sit still, they immediately want to go to sleep. Is that
It could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be that they're not sleeping well. It could be that the only time they're allowing themselves to be still is a place
when
that
they
they're forced
can't
to be
work,
still.
they can't do something.
Yep.
Okay.
When
Wow.
I go to church, when I sit down at church and I watch that service, I know that I am not going to move for the next hour and 20 minutes or whatever. And my brain gets so clear.
Yeah.
It's like those moments right before you go to sleep where you have all the good ideas, right? And I feel like everything just creatively flows. And I'm like, I just want to go sit in that sanctuary at church and work there.
At the feet of Jesus.
Right? Can I just go work there? Because my brain is so clear. I feel like all of a sudden everything just flows and works, you know, because in that space, my only intention is to be present.
Yeah, to pay attention.
I can't get up. I can't go do the dishes. I can't fold the laundry. I don't need to spiral out about what I have done or haven't done for the next hour and a half. I'm just here.
Yeah.
Okay. Repetitive exposure to stressful situations. Is that something that you deal with?
So you put yourself in situations.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
maybe you have a stressful job.
Yeah.
I was talking with a friend this morning whose husband is ex-military.
Yeah.
And his body has been conditioned to behave in a different way because of the stressful conditions that he was in throughout his career, right? So sometimes you just have a stressful job. I will tell you, as a mom and someone raising a strong, very, very strong-willed child, I feel like that's my daily.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, even with an addiction to, you know, cortisol, it could be when you overextend yourself, like saying yes to things that are outside of even your normal job.
100%.
Like overcommitment because, you know, maybe at work right now things have slowed down. So then you start, instead of enjoying that time, you start saying yes to things outside of what you should be doing.
Yep. Are you constantly on an emotional roller coaster?
Yeah, the highs and the lows.
The highs and lows. Do you feel if someone looks at you funny, are you like, oh my gosh, what are they thinking? Are they talking about me? Like, what did they say something? Do they know something? Like, what's going on? And the anxiety creeps up, and you're freaking out. Or, oh no, I have something that's happening next week, and it's going to come up, and am I going to be ready? Am I going to be able to do this? What's going on? You know, like that constant emotional stress.
And even like, you know, this is depending on when you're listening, this is a presidential year.
It's a big emotion season.
So even the people that are, you know, you come home and you are turning on the television and you're getting yourself and keeping yourself riled up just with politics.
Yep.
That falls into that category as well.
Yep. We need to get you out of that fight or flight, that when someone comes up to you and tells you a story that gets you all riled up,
Yes.
you're tapping into your fight or flight response.
Yes.
You're tapping into that. And it's kind of fun.
Yes, they like it.
Yeah. Like, it's fun to go on roller coasters.
Yeah.
It's fun to have that adrenaline burst. You know, people jump out of airplanes for fun. They do all sorts of things for fun.
Yeah, you hear that story and you're like, girl, you won't believe what I just heard.
And that is another form of adrenaline that you get. You're like, not only am I in on the inside, but now I get to get all excited about somebody else's drama too.
Yeah. Or you get hurt and you feel the need to tell 15 people, not like your spouse or your closest friend to get it out, but you've said it and then you have to say it again. You have to tell somebody else and you have to tell somebody's cousins, aunts, brother, sister.
Yep. pass it around.
There it is.
And around and around and around and around. Because then not only do you get the satisfaction of saying it again and again and get everyone else's response, but then you get to also have anxiety about who they might say it to.
Yeah.
And is that going to come back around to you? So, you just got a steady stream of cortisol with that one.
Hitting it at every angle.
Every angle. The physical consequences, though, because there are physical consequences, aren't there always?
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Prolonged high cortisol levels have negative health impacts, including weakened immune system. I don't know about you, but I don't like getting sick.
Well, and this is sick season.
It is sick season.
Every time fall hits.
Seriously, back to school, and it's like you put all the little germ factories together in one building, and then they start sharing things,
It's a
and everybody
cesspool.
comes home sick. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you stop picking your nose and touching your friends?
Please don't eat your friend's food or
my
drink your
gosh.
friend's drink.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they always do.
And they do.
They always do. Weight gain, cortisol, weight gain, because you cannot actually exist in rest and digest and fight or flight at the same time.
And listen, okay, for all of our listeners that are at the age that we're at, where you're like knocking on perimenopause's door, and you can just look at a piece of cake now and you somehow have absorbed the calories. I don't want anything that's making me gain weight.
Right. But that's your body is designed to, when you're in fight or flight, to be able to either fight or flee.
Yeah.
Like if there's a danger
That
in
makes
front of
sense.
you, then you don't need to be digesting anything.
Absolutely.
You need to be either running for your life, so all the blood flow is going to go to your, your muscles and your extremities for you to get away as fast as you can, or you're going to punch somebody out and all the blood flow needs to go to your muscles and extremities. Fight or flight. So none of
That makes sense.
So that blood flow is not around your internal organs. You're not actually able to do just the natural basic things that your body needs, which is why once you settle down, you have to catch your breath. Even if you didn't fight, even if you didn't run away, you still have to calm yourself down. Your heart rate will slow and you'll need to catch your breath because it was geared up to do that.
Yes.
All right. Muscle loss and slower metabolism. Muscle loss. There's something very unfair about that, I think.
Yeah. Which we will have to do a podcast on that as well, because, you've told me about how women lose their muscle mass, and how quickly it deteriorates as we age.
If you're not active.
If you're not
actively building that muscle, you are actively losing that muscle. And that's part of, the postmenopausal body, where women kind of end up looking like their same age male counterparts, kind of more apple shaped, rounder around the middle.
Like little Smurfs.
Yeah.
We all start looking like Smurfs.
Right? Part of the reason why that happens is because of muscle loss.
Yeah.
And with that muscle loss, we lose that feminine shape. And I think so many people think, well, if I put a bunch of muscle on my body, then I'll look masculine.
No,
You're just going to look healthy.
Yeah.
You'll look fit. You'll look toned.
toned.
You'll maintain your own physique. You can't look like someone else. You're you.
Right.
High blood pressure and other cardiovascular risks. We know cortisol, extended stress, horrible for the heart.
Yeah.
We know. And like we said, the normal ups and downs of cortisol, that's good for you.
Yes.
You need cortisol to
need
wake
that.
up in the morning. You get up, you go outside, you experience the sunshine. We've talked about this before in your morning routine, and you get those cortisol levels up. That gets you going. That makes you feel alert. At the end of the day, you put your devices away, you allow your body to calm down, you climb in bed, you lower the lights, your cortisol levels go down, your melatonin goes up, and you go to sleep.
Yes.
And that's just kind of the natural circadian rhythms that your body needs in order to function well. But when we keep our stress levels high, when we spend our days scrolling, get in bed at the end of the day, and we have our phones, we have the blue light from our phones, and we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, especially if we're scrolling things that are setting us off.
Yes.
That are, working us up, that are getting us all like, oh my gosh, you won't believe who said this.
Yes. political videos.
How do you feel about those political videos, Sunny?
You know what? I don't have any. I worked real hard on having my algorithm. I don't even see them.
Cleaning out your
How about
feed?
that? I took out the trash.
Good for you.
Thanks.
So impressed. So impressed. People with ADD, people with ADHD tend to have more addiction to cortisol. And I know that that is something that
Truth.
is definitely on the rise. The awareness of ADD and ADHD, more of an addiction because you're hunting for dopamine.
Yeah. Oh, my husband has said that he would be fine with me telling this, but he's an entrepreneur, so a business owner, and almost went into a depression when things leveled off at work because his body kind of started to panic that he wasn't under constant stress and he didn't know what to do.
Yep.
It was like a midlife crisis hit him.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It is.
And he's ADD.
And I think that people with ADD are more prone to addiction in general.
Yes.
But I think especially those addictions that kind of sneak up on you.
Right.
Because I'm not drinking alcohol all day, every day. You know, I'm not popping pills, but I'm getting a steady stream of cortisol.
Well, this seems good. It's work. That seems good for you,
Yeah.
right? It's work.
Yeah.
What's wrong with being addicted to work?
Exactly. People with ADD thrive on stimulation.
Yeah.
Well, that stimulation keeps everything going, right? People with ADD struggle with downtime. It's not just people with ADD, guys. If you have a cortisol dependency that you have created, that you have cultivated inside yourself, then you also struggle with downtime.
Yeah.
If you get to the end of the day, and have you ever done yoga? Yeah. And you get to the end of a yoga session and you're laying there in Shavasana, right? That's corpse pose. You're just laying there on your back, palms up, eyes closed, and you are perfectly still. Just you and your breathing.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people I get into Shavasana with, and then they just start chatting and talking and talking and talking, or wiggling or getting up and moving. And I'm like, it's okay. You can just lay here. We just breathe. It's
How long
right.
have I been laying here? 5 seconds.
Yeah. It's literally been 20 seconds, guys. I promise you. It feels like a long 5 minutes, but if you make it to the end of the 5 minutes, you're going to feel so much better.
Yes. Some fall asleep because they can't sit still.
Right? It's an on-off switch.
Yeah.
You're either going full speed ahead or you are completely gone. Yeah. All right. Emotional dysregulation. If you're struggling with emotional dysregulation, then it makes you more susceptible to feelings of frustration, anxiety, and overwhelm, all of which elevate cortisol levels. So I know that that's something that, therapists work on. Our friend Angie, she works on that, but also with mindset work, balancing those emotions and your expectations and what you want.
Sometimes just giving yourself permission to have them.
Exactly. Yes. All right. So what can you do? What can you actually do? Are you just like stuck in this cortisol cycle for the rest of your life?
I'm going to say no.
Oh, Sunny, you're right. You knew. So the best thing you can do, you're going to love this. Ready? Mindfulness practices. Look at it. Can you see that smile? Can you see that smile on her face? She's so happy right now. Yeah. Things like yoga, meditation, breathing exercises. Will you just quickly walk us through the box breathing?
Absolutely. Okay. So box breathing, it is kind of like you are making a box. So what you're going to do, put your hand on your diaphragm, and you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. So a count of 4. So I want this part of your body, your diaphragm, to inflate. That's how you know you're doing the deep breathing, the diaphragmatic breathing. So you're going to breathe in and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 1 line up, and then you hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release through the nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to do that over and over again, and that makes a box.
And if you do it the first time and your initial thought is panic,
yeah,
then you need more.
Do it again.
Then practice it more often.
again.
Because I know when I first started box breathing, I was breathing in. And when I got to the point where I was holding it, I was like, I'm going to suffocate. I'm going to suffocate. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 4 seconds.
It's 4 seconds.
You're fine.
Lay down and actually like put a book on your stomach and watch the book move. And that's how you know you're breathing with the right part.
With children, I was a nanny for 8 years before I had kids, and I would have these little babies lay on their back, and then I'll say, make a mountain with your tummy.
Yes.
And make a mountain and breathe in and fill it all the way up, and then blow all the air out and let your mountain go all the way down. And it's a wonderful practice to do before bedtime, because especially for children who are maybe more high energy.
Like them running around the house.
Exactly. It helps them calm down and settle in. Physical activity. If you are hitting it hard in the gym and every aspect of your life is just go, 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 then maybe tone back the physical activity to something like going for a walk.
Yes.
Or doing yoga or doing Pilates or something less stress inducing. If you have the majority of your life kind of figured out and you want to do something more intense, like we said, there's nothing wrong with those spikes in cortisol as long as they come back down in between.
Absolutely. Stretching before and after.
Oh yeah. Stretching is wonderful. Sleep. Sleep. We have talked so many times about reverse engineering the amount of sleep that you need every night. But how much sleep do you need? Do you need 8 hours? Do you need 10 hours? Do you need 6 hours? Like, how many hours of sleep do you actually need? And then get it.
Yeah.
Just prioritize that sleep. Have that downtime before you go to bed so that you can really sink into that sleep time. Your body will be able to clean out and reset during that time and leave you feeling so much better. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT.
CBT.
Find a therapist, talk it out. Man, if you want some coaching, we have coaching. We can do that here. If you need therapy, highly recommend looking into it, talking it out, and breaking the cycle of the story that you've been telling yourself that's leaving you in that spiraling, stressful state makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And last but not least is mindful nutrition. Balance the foods that you're eating so that you're not getting constant glucose spikes, because when your blood sugar shoots way up and then it comes down, then that causes additional stress in your body. And we have a podcast on nutrition for your mental health. And so if you have not listened to that one, definitely go check it out. But walk through these things. Walk through these steps. Let us know how you feel. We'd love to talk to you about if you think you potentially have cortisol addiction or what you're doing about that.
Yes. 100%. That was wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you, Sunny.
I love that.
Thank you so much for showing up today, friends. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, follow, share with your friends, do all the things, and join us next time.
Bye.